Nah, no, I'm sorry.
Savage.
Got on my TRU Heart.
Yeah.
TRU Heart.
Y'all.
No, nigga.
TRU Heart.
I ain't gonna lie, she let
True.
my dog look affiliated with the ski mask,
Yeah,
bitch.
True.
Like robbing niggas. So.
You feel me?
Yo, ass. Look. Yeah.
What?
Made love, not war.
Make love, not war.
That's your slogan?
Yes.
Okay.
So how you gonna gang bang doing sex, bro? You can't wear no ski mask,
Make love, not war.
dude. You gonna rob a nigga of love or something?
Yeah.
Change their heart.
I feel you.
Make them a true heart.
Oh, I like
That's a mean slogan.
So what's going on, man? This is Joey back in the building, DJ Meat Show. Lovely model and a DJ EQ.
Yeah.
You already know. We have our special guests in the building, man. The co-CEOs of TRU Heart CO company, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Why? A lot of people come with the apparel, or, you know, just is the TRU Heart more than just the clothes?
Yeah, it's more than the clothes, man. It's a lifestyle. It's you know, it's big, bro. You know what I mean? It's the lifestyle. You know, it's evoking emotion, man. Got everything to do with love, and that's all we're doing. We spreading love out here right now, man. So we just trying to spread love to the city, man. We heart of the city.
Believe that. So before we get a little further, let's give a little history on who you are. You know, I just asked you a question. We just started speaking. For those who don't know who you are, give a little history of who you are, what's your name, and everything.
Yeah, man. I'm Mickey Rollins. You know, ain't really too much to me. We've been out here a long time. My brother Byron, and just you know, we just been out here a long time in this music and this clothes. We just trying to tie it all in, man, with building a brand, you know, and stamping the city, you know, stamping the streets.
Stamped in the streets. Believe that.
We trying to stamp too. You know what I mean?
Believe that, definitely. I'm definitely leaving a stamp, man. I'm definitely making a mark, you know, on the game, on the fashion, you know, on the fashion world. So B.
I'm B. They call me Clean Face. Share a little bit about you about this TRU Heart. It's really a brand that every move should motivate somebody so that they can know it's possible. We the same cats that came from Carrot City. We the same cats that come from the concrete. You know, only thing that I see different between us and some others, when you get those ideas, you got to put them down and you got to go at them. You know, most people get $1 billion ideas, $1 million ideas, but they never write it down. They never execute. They never do homework to see if it's possible. So we the same cats from every hood. You find people like you, find people like us. But we just the ones who not gonna let these ideas just go to waste, you know. I'm somebody that's got a past, so I can't go out there and be a doctor right now. I can't be a mayor. But God give me ideas, and the ideas that TRU Heart bring about is an opportunity for us to birth. And one day we're gonna be able to just take others and pass this down. So it's a mission statement. Every move should motivate somebody that's just sitting out there, that just wondering, what can I do to make it? We tell you to take your idea, write it down, and find a way to bring it to life. That's how you make it out here. It ain't a degree. It ain't an amount of money. It's just when that idea comes, don't let it go.
Let it go.
That's powerful. That's powerful because of itself. Because like I said, a lot of people don't do that. They don't write down their ideas for one. You know what I mean? That's a very important part where, you know, old girl said, write it down. When it comes to you, write it down because you lose it. You feel me?
Yeah, man. It's just funny, man. Think back around about '94, we had this Ice T-shirt idea, and we watched it, you know, manifest. You know, we're talking about 94, 95 to 2015, something like that. You know, it just manifest. We just, you know, so we talked about this plenty of times, man, and just to watch it and see it and how everybody in the whole city gravitating to it. You know, it's an awesome feeling, man. So, you know, here you go, man. You know what I'm saying? Heart of the city, man. You see the drip, you know it's up, baby.
the significance of the heart.
It's the significance, man. This has so much meaning. You know, it's a couple things. This has so much meaning. You know, of course, when people see it, you know, they see the drip. You know, but it just it's pouring, just something pouring out of it. You know, it just when it's filled all the way up, when your heart, it just feel like it got to spill somewhere. You know what I mean? It goes to spill on the others. You know, so you know, you got so much many meanings, but you know, it's just evoking emotion, and that's what it's about, man. You dig?
I did that. So, why now? Like, you feel me? Like, all the things that y'all say, y'all talked about it, y'all did other businesses, other adventures, y'all, you know, try, you know, done. Y'all, from me doing y'all are successful. You feel me? Y'all are on y'all way, y'all doing what y'all doing. You feel me?
Appreciate
I
What-
think
Okay.
the now part
Yeah.
comes from being in the streets. You don't know patience. You make now today. And when you make now today, you end up being behind a cage. You know, so when you see these little just breaking in cars on the news, they trying to make now today. What true heart is realizing now is just in God's hands. We just gonna get up every day and just work. It took years to get to this point, and we so far from where we want to be. But true heart also represents patience, you know, because we come from an era that we ain't had to be patient. We can go out in the streets and go make 10 bands, 20 bands, 30 bands in a day. So now when you grow up, you realize that easy come, easy go. And when you rush something, you're going to miss out on how to manifest your idea because you just think it's all about money. Now that we're taking our time, we can see what people like. We can hear their opinions, and we can put their opinions into the work. It's so much that come with patience that it didn't matter before. We used to just force it on you because we figured that we got the money, we're gonna make it happen that way, and it all fall when money was the motivator. But now when it's about pleasing people and testing off your emotions, seeing how you gravitate, that's what patience gives us. It gives us the route to go. You know, before we try to create something, it's just gonna fall. When you see right here, it says true heart in its purest form.
Right.
That's a mission statement. That's the first statement that True Heart came out with, in its purest form. So it's like when Mickey came up with that, I got it. You know, he came up with that slogan. He came up with every design since we had our first record company. He developed the logos for Clean Face Management. He developed the logos for Star Direct Management. He developed the logo. God gave him a gift that when you say, Mick, I'm thinking of this, he know how to go in his little hole and come back and he bring it to life. So in its purest form, it's like saying we want people to get back to where when people shook your hand, it really meant something. When people gave you your word, it really meant something. You know in its purest form, loyalty is not even the same no more. But when people get back to its purest form, you won't cross your dog. You won't be trying to go behind your partner back trying to hit his old lady. You won't be trying to break in your homie house next door when he going on vacation. When you get back to the purest form, loyalty gonna come back. What a real friend is gonna come back. Loving relationships gonna come back. It's so much that's gonna happen when we start focusing on how I can get where I am in its purest form.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes you think about a lot. You know what I mean? Especially you that's vision of it, because shit, everybody should want to be a better person. You know what I mean? And you know, if that's what y'all mission statement, y'all mission goal is to, you know, better fashion, a better person, and a better feeling when you put the clothes on. That's dope. With that, man. So Anna, you plugging out over here?
Listen, I'm thugging. So let me ask you how. So it's been one of the I think one of the I want to say perks, but one of the benefits is between the involvement you guys have with media and entertainment. It's been a kind of like I would say partnership as far as using that realm to also spread the message of TRU Heart. And so how has that been, in, you know, working with the different artists as well?
It's always good when somebody pick up your product and don't mind wearing it. You know, that's like a blessing in itself. You know, whether it's an artist or whether it's you guys, you just like, oh, these guys, they ain't bring us no crummy stuff. You know, that feel good to see you go switch out and be like, oh, nah, you don't have a problem with wearing it. I received some things out there on the road with artists, and I really wish I had time to talk to the person and say, man, put more thought into it. A lot of that stuff be gaudy stuff that I have to give it away. You know what I'm saying? Because your work should represent you. You know, so this work represents. So when we go to artists and they see it, it's like they don't mind putting it on. But if it has something that was harsh when you see it, or like you don't want to be on it, it's like they got to do me a favor now. Could you wear this ugly thing that I just created? But when you find artists don't mind wearing it, because they know somebody always trying to use their fan base to get on. That's not the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal is that, bro, I just want to give you this and just tell somebody about it. Because most artists don't add us when they put the stuff on. People just put it on.
Correct.
I never know what they did with it.
Unless somebody's like, look.
But I'm cool with that because we did it from the heart. But to reciprocate appreciation would be cool too. But if they don't, we'll be there. I ain't see nobody at Polo. I don't see nobody at none of these clothing lines. So if I got to go through like the big names got to go through, it's cool. But when we give you something, it's really is a action from the heart. It's an act of love. It's not, oh, I'm giving this because I need you to shout me out. You don't really have to. But it's cool when we see artists appreciate that we gave them something that we really worked hard to develop. None of this stuff comes for free. And none of the brain power God gave us is free. So when we give it out, it's like, just show some love back if you following the mission statement in its purest form. You know, so it's a blessing, man, to see Rico love. He embraced it. Glock 9 got a couple of pieces. It's a plethora of artists. Mickey got with Tori, what's the comedian lady name?
TRU Heart.
Tori Hart, and
Yeah,
just hilarious. You know, just to see it, it's like it's a record. So this year, we spoke. This year, TRU Heart is gonna break just like any artist that's been grinding in the studio. This is our artist this year.
And we, you know, it's basically too, man. We working this the same way we work a record or artist or whatever. You know what I mean? So it's like it just feels so good to know that I didn't ask DJ Meat. I ain't asked him to come here. You know what I mean? To come here to do this. It's time. This brought us together. This brought, you know what I'm saying? It was something that brought us together, or brought it to this time. You know what I mean? I ain't have to do it, you know, go out all hard to try to, yeah. So, you know, it feels good to, you know, to know that, hey, it's time, it's coming. We working.
So I always have this theory where, and I speak this a lot with artists. You know, I ask them why. Like somebody's gonna do something, or like when they put a name to an EP or something, I go, why that name? Why that? And I need to hear that, because what I realize, and this is what I get from the line is, if the why, when you can not sell me, but when the why is a passion, is genuine, it's really what you truly believe in, it makes it easier for people to kind of, I don't want to say follow, but to kind of embrace it, because they are also behind that. They see how important it is to you, and so therefore it's like, okay, it's not just because I need to do it to make money. Like there's a goal, there's a mission, there's a story behind it, and a lot of the times when people understand why you're doing something, they'll follow you more organically, you know. So that backstory or the meaning behind it, and that's what I feel from when because I think I met you guys back with, what was it, Iguanas, the Next Level, yeah. Shout out to my Next Level TV New Ladies. We had that whole section lit up, but that's when I first came across the brand, and then I was at an event. And this is why I tell people, I say, you never know where and when you're going to meet people, because there was a gentleman that I met. he was being honored, and that's how I got in touch with Mickey. Oh my gosh, what's his name? He used to be a cop, was it? No, I'm trying to remember. And he connected me with, so I met first like a year ago, the brand, and then a year later I met this
He's retired son, Rudy.
Rudy. Okay, he was being honored at the silver shining something, and he mentioned TRU Heart, and I was like, yo, I remember that. And then I approached him and I connected with Mickey, and it just all kind of came full circle. And I was like, it's just, you know, a different. I wasn't in the hip hop realm when I came across the brand, and it was also through, you know, something that people wouldn't even have thought I would have, you know, came up and be like, oh look, TRU Heart.
It's awesome. Yeah.
And so that even the name, the brand is in a whole nother market as well.
Mm-hmm.
It could even be mentioned in a whole nother market that ain't got nothing to do with music, you know, 'cause that's what we know we are for the music part. You know what I mean? It's different.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, the brand is moving. Introduce yourself real quick, let me know who you is.
Yeah, shout out. This one Jack Frost.
Jack.
And like piggyback off of what Queen was talking about, like Mickey chopped my head. Matter of fact, I need to get hooked up real soon.
I'm gonna holler at him down there.
I'm looking kind of rough right now.
Let y'all know now, you know, I'm big time now.
Yeah,
I know. Trust me.
You got
Rico Love, you know,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
he's
yeah.
a definitely Marvel now, so
Yeah, you gotta put your you gotta reserve your seat,
Appointment
man.
only, all that.
Appointment only, straight up. But as far as the clothing line, it's a similar thing where it kind of organically just popped up. It was on the feed for like years now, and then you'll look and you'll see some of the pieces like jumpers. Like I'm on the page, and some of them I need to get them back on there because they out of stock. You know, some fresh ones. They had some nice little pieces out there, but like some of the motivation behind the designs, I know it's kind of similar, like you said, like polo, where it's simple. You know, people don't mind having it, but like what motivated that look? You know what I'm saying? That
Well,
signature look y'all got.
I can say, man, I studied this game just a little bit, you know, before I actually, you know, I put a lot of thought in it. I studied it, so I knew the logos. You know, I did it how I dress. I don't like a whole bunch of logos all on my clothes and all that type of stuff. So I looked at classic pieces like polo and you know, cars and, you know, stuff that's just been around forever. You know, and in simplicity, I had did some designs and I just knew, you know, just the simplicity of it. It just looked good. Anything that just simple and, you know, not overthought. You know what I mean? And I did some stuff and my brother Rico Love, he had told me, he said, man, it's right in front of your face, man. You know, don't overthink it. It's right there. You ain't gotta overthink this. You know, just make it. Just put nice, clean font, nice, clean logo. You know, that's it. Yeah, you know, that's it. You know, it's a classic dude. You know what I mean? And that's how we do, man. That's how we did our Chevys. You know what I mean? We ain't go with the young cat putting all that stuff and fiberglass, this and that. We had clean pieces. You know what I mean?
Real talk.
Clean paint, clean piece.
Yeah,
You know,
nice
don't
feet on it.
overthink it.
And then on the business side, also after the design, you wanna see your stuff from a distance. See, when you big like Polo, you can walk up on and see the little man riding a horse. We not there yet. So on the business side, we also respect where we at. You know, what level we on. We not on a level that I can hide the logo.
Yeah, we still
But if
get
we
brand.
gon' make it big, still it should look clean and be cool at the same time. You know, we're curating cool. That's our whole
Cool
back.
factor.
Our whole backline is how can we curate cool and make cool cooler, make our cool accepted. You know, so when I say
but you know, you do have to, you know, put that in there because the generation is different.
right.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing though, because the material and product y'all putting out, the young generation, you know, will attract to it. It ain't something that they're not gonna wear.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's a great thing because, but they have that separation. And even just for them to come into the market with you and be able to get that young money. You feel me? Get that young dollars.
And everything is really off the muscle. Mick, he creates every piece. It's not, we're not even at the level that we can get some from China. We can't wait. People go online, and what separates TRU Heart is, you might see him post this shirt, but you can go there and say, man, I want this shirt just like this. I want it to be yellow with blue letters. Where else you gonna go and they're gonna tailor make the shirt for you right then and there. He making it, he won't even let me help him. I'm like, bro, let me help you, let's get it in turn. No, I gotta go. I need to make sure everything clean. I need to make sure nobody wasting no material, because we gonna lose money if somebody come in here and jack off and hurt themselves with the equipment. He make every last piece. There's no manufacturer. And try to buy something else handmade. Any product, a handmade purse, handmade chain, handmade, anything, is gonna cost you out the, So to be able to say, I know the guy who put this shirt together, it's no machine that's put it together. He got to go measure, sit down, make sure it's right, every last item. Then he got to go drop it off to the mailbox, package it up right.
Hey, I'm still in the branding phase of this. I'm working because I know I got to put this work in. You know what I mean? Because ain't nobody gonna do it like I'm gonna do it, right? Not, just wait. This gonna be all that, but right now I'm in the branding phase of this, and I'm putting this work in, and it's gonna pay off. And we're gonna sit there and watch it, and watch this big manufacturer in Italy do all this stuff and all that. You know what I mean? It's gonna
We will be in the warehouse.
But we will be right there.
We will be at the computer. So the demographics who supported us don't get left behind.
Yeah, so it's just part of growth, man. And like B said, man, we still in the branding phase of this. You know what I mean? So it's really. I tell you about this book. I want to let everybody know about this book that I read that really changed my way of thinking and everything, and it has a lot to do with the brand. This book called I'm gonna plug it in. It's called The Tipping Point. And that book, it just opened up everything, and this showed me how stuff become popular, and it's not by no mistake, by no nothing. It's strategic. You know what I mean? So I'm just trying to follow that blueprint, man, and take it step by step, and as of now, these couple years that I've been doing it, it seemed to be working. You know what I mean? So everybody should go get that book called The Tipping Point and read that book. You know what I mean? It just show you how things become popular.
But just to touch on that, we was talking before y'all came in, we was talking about the same subject with Soulja Boy. Like, it ain't just saying happen out of nowhere. Like, he really sat down and planned that.
Yeah.
Y'all, I'm gonna do this first. They gonna see how they pick up. They grabbed onto it. Okay, now I'm gonna step in. I'm gonna do the interview. I'm just do some crazy shit. Now I'm everybody talking about it. You feel me?
Smart.
It's the way it's staying popular. You feel me?
On some boss talk, as far as his strategy, because he what was one of the things he was talking about, one of the first artists to have a game console. Like, I paid attention to shit, and I thought how everybody else was like, man, he on some other shit. But when you really sat back and thought about it,
That's what he did.
like some of the moves that he done did, like some of the pieces he done did, all right, y'all laughing at him, but the boy got a game console. Similar to what y'all doing with the brand with the clothes and stuff like that. Like, nobody else is doing it on that level.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
So strategy wise, what y'all think about that? Talking to the bosses here.
I think it's honestly, one thing he mentioned with the console was he didn't put his name on it. He didn't put his brand, attach his brand to it. A lot of people are like, damn, why not? That's your brand. But from what I've known, from he just been in the DJ game and starting my own radio station and starting my own DJ coalition.
In the backfield.
You feel me? Just touching my name to certain things. A lot of people know they don't want to fuck with it. You know what I'm saying? And it could be on the same level where just 'cause, you know, he's Soulja Boy, people not gonna buy his game. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, it makes sense.
They can stop other things that could happen with the game. You feel me? Just 'cause people naturally hate.
Right.
I mean, that's a part of it, you know what I mean? But, you know, it's just touchy subject as far as that, you know, as far as what we doing too, you know, is putting our face and all that on it. But, you know, man, we live right, good people, good folks, man. I don't know what they can hate on, man. You know, if they do, then, you know, that's whatever,
man.
man, you know.
Which, you know, because, you know, you are in tune with yourself. You know, you're in tune with your business and with your life. You say a lot of people live in other lives, like they do other things, and somebody like that in the game, they trying to stay on top of everything. So you never know what's going on. You feel me?
Yeah. God in this though. That's what I'm
Definitely.
When it comes to the Soulja Boy thing, I'm gonna find something positive in whatever it is. To see a brother start off as an internet, he's one of the first dudes to get $1 million off the internet. He probably blew $1 million. But whatever he went through, he learned from it. A lot of cats don't get a chance to come back from learning from their mistakes. So I watched Soulja Boy grow, and still to be so young, start off so early, you have to give him props because we come from an environment that we watch cats that's not learning from their mistakes.
At all, man.
And you just watch them go down, 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 till they don't exist no more. They're either dead or in the county jail facing a life sentence. So whatever Soulja Boy did, he was smart enough to say that Soulja Boy name, he done took a world tour. But he ain't been in every community of the world tour he went through. But by detaching his name from it, he gives his gaming system an opportunity to go places he could not go.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And this, if I went and got a Chinese restaurant, it wouldn't be called Clean Face. I'll go get Mr. Lee. He gonna
Quick.
open up the door for you.
Don't be fake.
And if I go get
Big
Italian
shit,
food
boy.
right now, I'm gonna get Mama. Mama finna open up the door. She gonna have oregano in her hand. You gonna say, well, she making it. You ain't gonna see B nowhere around it. And I give them props for being smart enough to not try to ball hog a business venture. And most cats are not humble enough to do that.
Right. And I had learned the same thing. Like, yo, because I was the type of person, I'm put my name on everything. But sometimes you can't. You can't do it because, like you say, you never know. You can't go to certain places, but your brand can. Same thing with me, like, you know, with certain media, my hair. White hair, I couldn't meet a lot of people. But now, I got people that already try to meet with me. Because, you know, it's different things.
Presentation.
Yeah.
It's part of growth too, man. You know what I mean? So you just constantly, you know, just growing. And you see, you know, how to remove yourself, you know, out of certain situations when it's needed. So
You
it's
see
part
Ray
of
J
growth.
making millions off a bike. He ain't running around doing Ray J commercials.
Right.
Just Ray J-ing it out. But he bringing home millions off a little bicycle.
No, that's the I think Chameleon there too.
Yeah,
Chameleon there, like people were laughing at him like a couple years ago when he had courtside seats at the finals. I'm like, what he doing here? But they ain't know, like right up the street, he been investing that ringtone money into Silicon Valley. So all these apps you seeing, like he giving them startup money, you know, to do their shit. So now, 4 or 5 years later, you seeing the, you know, reaping the benefits from your investment. So that's really what it is. Like that's, you know, boss talk like y'all talking about, like to go beyond, you know, the plaques and, you know, being at the top of the charts and investing in other things like T.I. One of the reasons why I respected him way before trap music and I'm serious, like him and his uncles, they used to refurbish houses and like they'll get like box Chevys and Dunks and stuff like that, resell them. You know, so similar to y'all, like you find other ways to like invest your bread. Like of course music is a part of us, it's like just, you know, belling the people.
It's a gateway though.
Yeah.
It's a gateway.
It's a gateway.
Nah, for real.
You know? So that's the thing I respect the most.
Now, I always like to ask businesses every week this because, and we all know the internet has made people feel like everything is just fine and dandy. It's easy. I can do it. But what are some of the hard? Now, I want to say hard. What have been some of the learning curves in in getting this up and going, and even in your other business ventures? Because, like I said, the optics are they making it happen, and I could do it too without realizing, between you being hands-on with everything, that's something that some people wouldn't even be willing to do because they expect such an instant return on certain things. So what are some of the learning curves that you encountered?
Like anything else, you get to a certain point of knowledge, and, in what you're doing, and it become a blockage. You get to a certain wall, you gotta, I got it this far. Now, how I get it to this far, how I get it in this store, so you it's in business, you run into that. And I think this has been one of my challenges, but I just keep telling myself that this is not an overnight thing. This is like probably one of the hardest games I ever got into, because number one, I didn't know nothing about. So now I have to read, I have to look at stuff, I have to study, I got to, really be on it. So, one of my challenges in this is just trying to get it into some major stores, some boutiques, and it's just kind of hard when you start out because, people don't know if it's gonna sell, and so they don't want to buy pieces. They don't want to buy at first. They want you to come in and put on consignment. Say, yeah, bring it in the store, try it out. We're gonna put it back there. I don't have that type of money. You know what I mean? So I'm not Polo. I'm not one of these big super brands as of yet. To have that type of luxury to be able to put 20 pieces, 15 pieces in different stores and wait and see if they're gonna sell when they put it in the back.
Yeah.
So, that's been one of the challenges. You know what I mean? So I just think that, man, we keep beating our feet, keep hitting this pavement, keep grinding. That all that's gonna come. Just like a record. Like, this is our hit record. We just got to work it now. You know what I mean? So it's a beautiful journey. It's hard. It's heartfelt. It's grind. It look good. But in the end, that's when you're gonna get the glory from it.
So let me ask you, what how social media is and the internet, how important is it to y'all to have the business of making sales online, on the online campaign for
I think it's number one thing. It was good to have a partner that you can trust, because what Mick does, I do not do. There comes a time that we do some things that's together, and I might be sitting down talking about new ideas, and Mick, most of the ideas that I bring to the table is to push the fashion of what we doing forward. And I can see where we going at. I can see pieces that we're about to create that's gonna put us way ahead of what we're doing now. But it's just like having a record for an artist that's too big. You're like, bro, no, you got to stay right here, right now. But another thing is that I realized when we started Breaking Bread Records in '96, we had to make the CD, we had to package the CD, we had to package the insert. What is he doing now? He said he ain't know nothing about this, but that's just how God works.
Right, the same thing.
When you were doing the music business, you were doing the same thing. Nah, the education on how to push a brand, you were doing the same thing as you was doing real good with Breaking Bread Records, Right. And people still ask about that album to this day, man. What that Breaking Bread y'all boy did in '96, it's the same thing. We was partners then. He did something different than what I did. I found out I couldn't rap. I couldn't even rap when you wrote it for me. But he could rap, and he was a dapper guy, and I was just a guy who just wanted to stay behind the scenes. So since I wanted to stay behind the scenes, I had to try to figure out something.
Mm-hmm.
So every week or two, I'm like, Mick, well, I had a meeting about this, but I done flipped TRU Heart into the meeting. So now we finna go meet over here about TRU Heart having a manufacturer in Milan now.
Wow.
You know, so it's taking the gifts that I have from what I do and the gifts that he had, but being a partner, people got to learn how to work with your partner. You know, we've been together just too long to remember, but we never yelled at each other in all those years. We never disrespected each other, never betrayed one another. We got so many nevers that most cats go through with other individuals. But the internet is kind of where he's at, and how to use the internet to take us somewhere else on the ground is where I'm at. But if I was doing the same thing he was doing, the growth would be so slow.
Everybody playing their position.
So it's very important for you to use the internet to go where you want to go. No, I don't want a TRU Heart store. Me and them don't want that. It just look hockey. Everything you walk in the TRU Heart, it's called TRU Heart. Just like, but you can't call it the TRU Heart. So he has a plan one day of having a flagship spot inside of something that's got many other things going on, and I like that idea better. You know, so. Mhm.
Yeah, man. So you hit it in a nutshell, but yeah, you know, that's where his genius come in at, you know, and how we work together. You know, a lot of stuff that he do, I'm not there. You know, he on it. He moving, but we all come together at the end of the week, and that's what started the whole other thing when we first started breaking bread. At the end of the week, come Sunday, we come together and break bread. You know what I mean? And we both went different directions, but we had one goal in mind. You know what I mean? And that's the win.
It was one important lesson I forgot to share with you. So let's say he posts this shirt right here. Since in the beginning you think everybody got 30 mediums, 30 large, 30 extra large, and there was a lot of inventory just wasted.
You know, that was my next question.
Mhm.
Like, how's the inventory got? That's the thing you just say. That's crazy.
So the inventory is, nothing is made until it's paid for, and he go right to it and give you a 48 to 72 hour turnaround before it's at your house. And that's in the midst of running a whole nother business that he got to do. But that was one of the things that was hard learned. Man, we can't do 5 or 10. We don't know what somebody want. So especially when you post it, you say, in that olive with the red, I want it red with the olive. Now you done made up, not just sitting up. So that was something that was a good learning experience.
Now, what if it's a case of, you know, supply and demand where you got the olives, you know, those going off the shelf? So is that a situation where you'll probably start stocking up because you know, like, okay, the tracksuits, I keep talking about the tracksuits, gotta give me one. But,
Pressure.
I'm
Chest box.
just saying, but, you know, is that gonna be a situation where you'll start stocking up?
Yeah, definitely. You know, it's like anything, man. You know, when it's hot, you know it's hot. It's time to press. It's time to go. So it's just the stuff will tell you what's to go. Like when I did these tracksuits, you know, I did like 101. I posted, and it the next day I had to get on the, you know, I had to call up, get this stuff in, and you know, and I ain't have nothing. I just had a picture.
Yeah.
You know, so it let me know I had to stock up because the stuff is going so quick.
So let's talk about that feeling though. That feeling right there, where you got that inventory good somewhere, like you got that, what's the name? People want something.
It's hot.
And you had to go get it. Like how did you feel knowing that? Okay,
I feel like I had to get record. However that feel, I feel like I had to get record. You know what I mean? that's just what it feels like. Okay, I got a hit record, baby. Let's go. Let's go. You know, time for promo. Let's go.
And it's good to know stores like Simon's, they're in every hood. They welcomed us with the brand to come in Simon's, and we had thought about something. We said we'd rather go into a person's store, like a Purple Carpet, that know what it is to start from nothing. Those brothers and those sisters that got boutiques that know what it is to start from nothing, they could better explain our brand than Simon's would, because they needed to sell just as bad as we needed, because they're in the same struggle as us. But when you can just go buy a building, put a name up, and they're gonna load it up with a truck in one day, you don't care if my stuff sell or not. So we got to mess with same kindred spirit type individuals, and to stretch our lifespan on the level that we on. So yes, it's a blessing to know that Simon said, man, come on, boy, y'all ready? Let's go.
Yeah, you know, this and not to cut you off, Pete, but this another thing too is we didn't want to mud it out. You know what I mean? You got to make it exclusive. If it's not exclusive, I just know that how I am. If I know everybody in the club has his own, I don't want it. But me, you finna be the flyest dude in the club, because they gonna be like, ain't nobody gonna have it.
Yeah.
So they gonna be trying to, you know, it builds a demand for it. It builds a, you know, it builds something for it. So you just knowing that, you know, right now that's not the time for that. You know, and then looking at the bigger goal and going into like stores and just being everywhere, you know, in all of those stores, we gonna miss out when Macy's call. We gonna miss out because we gonna be mudded out the city. We gonna be, you know, just like anything. So, you know, we just gonna keep grinding slow and keep doing it how we doing it until
Slow ground, learning new ground.
until it's time. You know, time gonna tell you it's time. You know, you ain't have no choice. That little room is gonna be too small for me to be in. You know, the time gonna tell you, okay, it's time to get a warehouse. Okay, it's time to get a staff. It's time to get some work. It's time. It's time. Don't go do it before. You know, I just ain't want to skip no steps. This thing A, B, C, D. You know, some dudes, they get in this game, they have a lot of money, and they go right to D. They go pressing up jeans and all type of stuff and leather bombers and all that. And they skipped the branding phase of this.
Right.
You got the brand, and sometimes, you know, what I read, it take, you know, everything different. It take 3 to 5 years to actually brand a product. You know, we just going in our 3rd year, and we still in the branding phase. You ask me, but you know, time would tell you it's time. You know, time to grow. It's time to move. It's time to go into these stores. It's time to be into, you know, these boutiques. It's time to be on SNDS radio. You know, it's time. Time to tell you. I didn't come here last year, 2 years ago when I did this, but now, me. You call, hey man, Mick, I need you, baby. Come on over here, you know what I mean, and share the TRU Heart.
Right.
It's time. So you know what I mean, Jack, it's time.
Yeah.
You know,
Every time.
We
Man.
chopped up enough times.
yeah, we done talked about this. So you know what I'm saying, time gonna tell when it's time to be where we need to be. But right now, this is the time.
To be here.
We gonna,
And it's a dope brand, like I say, like it's just for real. It's some real good material. Ain't no bullshit. Well, you know, you don't want to wear it yourself.
everything
You know,
I
throw
do,
away
I
nothing.
wear. And I know I'm not gonna wear no, you know what I'm saying? I consider myself a real true haberdasher, and I'm not gonna wear anything. You know what I mean? So if I'm gonna do it, if you see it, you see it, I wear it. I wear it, I rock it. I'm not finna wear no cheap t-shirt, I'm not finna wear no cheap clothes, I'm not finna do that to myself. So everything I do, every design, you know,
So let me ask you, how important is you? I say you want cheap stuff. How long did it take you to find the right product, the right material? You feel me? Because I can see this ain't no Cotton City.
yeah.
You know.
I mean, it took trial and error. You know, it took me to mess up a couple dollars. You know what I mean? It took me to find this, find that. You know, to try to find it at a reasonable price and good quality. You know, So it's trial and error, you know what I mean? Just me just ordering different things and feeling it and just knowing, okay, I like this feel. This it feel like $100. You know what I mean? And I can, you know, and I know it's not, but you know what I mean? I feel good. When I put this on, I feel like I have on a Montclair or Givenchy or whatever. That's how I feel, you know, when I have it on. So, you know, I just want everybody to have that same feeling, you know, when they put it on, they feel like, hey man, this, I'm standing next to Polo, I'm standing next to Givenchy, I'm standing next to Montclair, I'm standing next, it's top shelf, you know, so.
We're gonna touch on that cheap part, so the people are clear what they mean by cheap.
Yeah, because
Meaning, cheap don't have nothing to do with price, cause I was just in Philly, and I just bought a pair of gloves, nice leather ones for $6. They warm me up just like a pair that cost $200. What cheap means is that when the manufacturer don't care about your money, and they give you a material that once you wash it one time is 4 times smaller. So that's cheap because I bought a large, sir. When I wash it, I still wanted to be a large. And you had the right to sell me a shirt that did that, but you cut back, but you charged me the same. So cheap is not the price, it's the quality of what we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? One thing I know about my people, they know what something costs, they just don't know what the value of it is.
Yeah, right.
We just sat in a meeting and we found out that my sisters are spending $1,200 to $3,500 for red bottoms that cost $100.
Yeah, we just sat in the meeting.
$100
Exactly where they,
that I could buy a plane ticket and go buy that original shoe made and go get
Gucci and Louis, all that shit too.
10 female friends a pair of red bottoms, and they gonna be happy, but I only spent $100. And I'm talking about the original, not the Chinese foo-foo. So when you find out that, and one of my hardest lessons, why it's hard, it's gonna be hard to catch me with a name brand when I had like $3,000 worth of True Religion, and because I couldn't wear it and lost weight, it took too long to wear it, I said, let me go to True Religion and me give them this and just get me what's up to date. Some people gave me about $400 on like $3,000 worth of True Religion because the season changed. But what I'm wearing a name brand for when the season changed? My whole, that's worse than jury flopping on me at the pawn shop.
Real talk.
So there's no need for me to get caught up in name brands when I could just be clean and be cool and be comfortable with who I am.
And have most of your money in your
So
pocket.
don't be a fool
Bruh.
and spend all that money on name brands. Please, man.
What?
It's hurtful if you really knew that if I did, you might knock me in the mouth.
No, I believe.
If I sell you this True Heart shirt right here for $400 and you find out I only spent 40 cents for it,
No.
you might come looking for me, but y'all ain't finna go looking for Christian Boutin or whatever.
Christian, look, all that.
Ferragamo.
Bro, no, for real, like the fabric for that shit is cheap as shit. Like if you get a purse made into it, go to the store, they gonna wax you $400-500. But if you go to the actual place and buy the fabric, shit like $150.
See, that's the thing with the whole Kanye thing when he came out with dingy ass looking clothes. I felt like he was trolling his fans or whoever was finna pay $400 on whole ass shirts. Because it's like, you know, he said, you know, when he first went into the game, you know, the Sway interview, you don't have to answer Sway. Like he said, he dumped damn near $12 million in the clothing brand before he got with Adidas and shit. And I get what he's saying. Like we have to have like a top shelf or excellence about us, but at the same time, we can't be like chasing brands and things like that.
It can't make you who you are.
Right. You know, it's not just because I have like a big old alligator, Lacoste alligator across my shirt, don't make me fly. I'm fly because it's on beat. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we lose sight of. Like this, you know, we had a swag. You know, everything that we do from the music to the clothes, the movies, like we move it. You know, so we giving something that already had, you know, like a Louis or a Gucci or whatever. We giving them some drip that they already had. You know, so you like, man, I'm wearing foreigns now. Like, man, come on now. But I don't want to stay too long because I gotta go deal with these kids. But I respect and I had to be here just for the simple fact that, you know, when I see brothers come together like y'all, you know, from TRU Heart to SNDS, like, you know, I saw the post and I was like, come through. You know what I'm saying? Just pull up and just see what's up with family because that's how I see y'all. But everything that y'all do, man, just, you know, I hope the Most High just keep touching y'all. And, you know, it ain't gonna do nothing but rise, man, because like I've been watching the SNDS from when it was, you know what I'm saying, at the house and where it's at now. And same thing with True Life and TRU Heart rather. And what y'all trying to do, man, like I nothing but respect, you know, man. Love to y'all.
Likewise, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Love.
Yes,
That's what it's about. Love.
In the room. I ain't no scary dude, but I was wondering if Phil was finna come kick me dough in at the house. I gotta go through this. I was bringing names through it. I think I brought Rico.
Rico Love. Listen, honestly,
Yes.
that what made me move the station out of my house.
Mm.
That interview with Rico Love. Like, yo, I really got Rico Love in my house where I sleep at. You feel me? Like, it's just like, okay, now it's like I say, time. It was time. It was time to move. Like, because at that time, it was, bruh, everybody was coming over. My neighbors was looking at me like, what's going on? And then when he pulled up with a big family in the neighborhood, like, hold on, wait, this is crazy.
Yeah, we're gonna have to switch this up.
Yeah, he started switching up.
Leave that in the hood, bitch.
But you know what I'm saying? That just it showed the power of what this could be. You feel me? Like,
It's growth, man.
Growth. Dang, right there.
That's the time gonna tell you.
He's got a different mindset, man. That's why in the music, people ask me, man, why you don't mess with a lot of artists from Miami? I say, cause they fake bougie. They already made it before they put the song out.
Facts.
yeah, facts.
I like to go with cats. No, they ain't made it. They thirsty. They hungry.
Hungry.
And you can hear their hunger in the music. I come to Miami, this ain't no disrespect to none of the artists, but street music is street music. It ain't about what you say, it's about how a person feel after you say it.
Yeah, facts.
Y'all saying all the right things now, but you don't hear the passion that I'm really hurting and I'm really in the streets. You know what I'm saying? The closest I came to it was Young Quaid. I was in Opalaka a long time ago. He had this record. I really felt him in the streets. Right now, Miami got a new artist, Jumpman Bean. I can feel his street struggle. I ain't heard.
Bird.
No, Jumpman Bean.
Bean?
Yeah.
I ain't heard it. Bean.
I
heard
give
it
you
Bird,
some of
though.
this stuff.
They probably together because they know it's the whole Jumpman crew.
Right. And just to hear, I know passion, but I had to go to Fort Myers. I had to go to Mercy Drive Projects in Orlando. I'm always pulling out that stuff out of, it's really the gutter, you know, like really to touch the people with the music. And I just think that if we as individuals here in Miami just be ourselves, we're gonna do a whole lot more. But one thing I do respect about my city is called the Magic City. You can't do no magic to make it, but it's called the Magic City. But when artists break, they become a star, and they be worth a history of riding with them. We don't make artists that come and go. The artists be worth 6 albums, 7 albums. You grow up with them. You remember them from back in the day to the day. Most people don't have that.
That's across the board.
You know, but it's a blessing to see that Miami gonna have a superstar every 5 to 10 years, but they're gonna be here for a very long time. God gonna make up for their trouble that they went through a long time to get to that point. You know, and my last thing I would like to say is my grandma told me this, that if I don't know how to be successful, then make your classroom studying successful people. You got enough sense to study successful people to figure it out and just duplicate their moves. And the last statement is, Jay-Z said we all got a little genius in us. if you're able to look at something somebody else doing, a clothing line, and say, I'm gonna put my own twist to it and find a way to make a living and open up doors for others, that's genius. You ain't got to try to create something from scratch to try to go from the top. Look at something that's successful, or look at something that you're interested in, and you can do the same thing. But if you never take out time to study what interests you, you're never gonna grow in what interests you. That's it.
Facts, though. That's true facts. But listen, man, I really do appreciate y'all coming through,
Appreciate
man.
you, man.
This definitely been a enlightening conversation, man. Boss talk, definitely. You feel me?
Yeah.
TRU Heart CO on Instagram. What's the website? Where people can
Yeah.
purchase stuff?
Yeah, www.trueheart, that's TRUHEART .bigcartel.com.
You can follow Clean Face. Clean Face _management. DM me. Tell me how we can make the brand better, man. Look at the page TRU Heart CO. DM me and tell me what we could do to make it better. Become a part of the movement. This ain't us show and tell. This is us asking for your help, man. It's a kid out there listening right now, male or female, that has design ideas, that has fashion ideas. Man, call up and DM us, bro. Tell us what we could do to be better and come be a part of the movement.
Hey, man, that's what it's about. That's what we doing, man. That's what we doing. Help us grow.
Thank you. Stamped in the streets.
You're welcome, man. You're welcome,
Thank you, the
man.
whole staff.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate
Just for
y'all.
feeling like we was worth coming to take up some of y'all time.
Now,
and
y'all
knowledge.
definitely
Y'all
worth it.
in.
Listen, man.
You know.
The knowledge that spews from y'all too. We can talk all day, to be honest.
Amen.
You feel me?
Really appreciate it, man.
Thank you for coming.
We about this thing, man. EQ.
Yo.
Get us out of here, man. Y'all be fun. Hey, Friday, we back in the building.
Yo.
Right now, 7 to 9 p.m. DJ Me Show. Yeah.
Fuck you talking about, man. Still the prettiest child in the world. Still the best motherfucker.
Slow it down for a couple of days, but I'm back now.
Yeah, for a couple days, but I'm back now. Everybody wanna be my friend, cause they know I live when I rap now. You can tell the labels ain't a couple million, I'm still independent, I'm the fucking GOAT. I still got my 40 on me in the produce section, buying groceries out the fucking store. Your bitch wanna fuck with a real nigga. You ain't about what you rapping, I think you know. You rapping about gun, gotta use it now. Make it back to that song like a dragon now. Wanna know if your boyfriend or nigga. I shit come on, got the music now. She probably be like a musical. Gon' make one of these fuck niggas lose it. I just made this bitch on the money.
You gon' give me that pussy on Tuesday, huh?
I'm a dime, I don't fuck on the first night. And she bad enough.
She about to do it, huh?
They surprised that I live what I ride. Bitches, I'm
What it was. That's how it sound when it go off. I'm stressing, I have it on the date. Got something here before I drop your hoe off.
I don't fuck the car, just get out. The blacks do the hardest shit out. I wake up, pray to God to dip out. They know I put that rock bitches out. Yeah. And I'm the best motherfucking rapper, man. I'm pissed.